Alright, so Islam may not be considered like one of the big major religions. When you think of big major religions, you think of Christianity, Judaism, and I don't know, maybe Buddhism. That's what I thought anyway. But I have researched on the Islamic Golden Age because I need education upon this topic. So, you know Jesus, right? Well, Islam has its own Jesus. His name is Muhammad, and he was born in 570 CE. He taught people the teachings of God, or Allah in his case, and he also got kicked out of Mecca after telling everyone that their gods were fake, and then conquered Mecca after conquering Medina. Now, Abu Bakr, his successor, was his right-hand man and head advisor, and he also accompanied him on his pilgrimage to Medina. He also married Muhammad's daughter and was from a merchant tribe in Mecca called the Quraysh and converted them to Islam. Well, another big cultural contribution that the Muslims did to the world is basically spreading chess around the world, but the creators of it were the Indians. The Indians first created this game around 600 CE with an 8x8 board, and the first edition with the new piece with the role of the modern chess king. Another thing to note is that the position of the pawns and knights have not changed from 600 CE. The game spread around the Silk Roads and to the Muslims, and, well, we know what happened there. Well, another thing that spread from the Muslim world to Europe was science and medicine. The interest in medicine first began when Muhammad said that Allah, God, can cure any illness. In the early days, it was even debated if Muslim scholars should use foreign studies of medicine because they thought it was paganistic. However, they thought it was legal to study any form of science. Anyways, because of all this, hospitals were built all over the Islamic world, ever since the 8th century. And they were sent towards rural areas to help the general community or help with disabilities. As I said before, it helped by popularizing science and differentiating from demonic magic. After the Umayyad Caliphate, when the Abbasids took over, they moved the capital to Baghdad and made a big house of wisdom. And in there, a big collection of astronomical and mathematical texts were made by Al-Khwarizmi. One of his works invented the decimal system and was transferred into Latin, which made its way to Italy and to Fibonacci. You know, the guy who made the code, like 112. His greatest work, Kitab al-Jabr, solved quadratic equations by completing the square in the 9th century, which is math from 10th grade in the 9th century. This will be continue to be used for all math going forward because it's basic math at this point, and its importance in computer science. Now, what all these things have in common is that they've contributed to society in massive ways. Not only in culture, but also in science and progression of technology in general.